Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to understand how to sync Google Sheets with Google Contacts. So are you also using Google Sheets for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here I'm using Google Sheets to add the details of the new contacts, and I wish that as soon as the new contact details are added in my Google Sheets, automatically a new contact should be created in my Google Contacts too. For this, we are going to create a connection between Google Sheets and Google Contacts. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pabbly, we have the concept of trigger and action. For trigger, we are going to use Google Sheets, and for action, we are using Google Contacts. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to learn how to create Google Contacts for new or updated spreadsheet rows. So to do this, I have already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we'll open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on Access Now right over here. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button right over here which says Create Workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says Automations, and I want to name my workflow as Create Google Contact for new or updated spreadsheet rows. And then we are going to click on this button right over here which says Create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now we are going to select our trigger application, which is Google Sheets, because I want that as soon as a new row is updated in my Google Sheets or added in my Google Sheets, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for it and then we are going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet rows. And over here it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly's workflow. So first I'm going to copy this URL. And then we are going to open our Google Sheets. And over here you can see that this is my Google Sheets that I've created. And now to connect this sheet with my Pabbly's workflow, I'm going to go on extensions and then we are going to click on add-ons and then get add-ons. And as soon as this opens, we are going to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. And over here you can see the same, so I'm going to open this. And over here you can see that I've already installed this, so I'm not getting an option to install it. But if you haven't installed it, you can install it right from here. And as soon as we are going to install it, we are going to go on extensions and over here you are going to get the option of Pabbly Connect webhooks. So we are going to open this and go on initial setup. And over here it will ask you for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So we are going to paste the URL we copied from our workflow, and for the trigger column we are going to enter the last column we have filled the data in. So as you can see, the last column I have filled the data in is F. So I'm going to write it and then we are going to click on submit. And yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So now we are going to click on send test. And yes, you can see test data sent successfully. So this means that Google Sheet has sent the details of our data to our workflow. So now before opening my workflow, I'm going to go on extensions and then Pabbly Connect webhooks. And now we are going to switch on this button which is send on event. And now it is saying working. So we are going to wait for it. And yes, you can see that we have successfully switched it on. So now we are going back to our workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response of these details or not. So I'm going to open it. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the details. Over here, you can see all the details enter. Over here, you can see the first name, the last name, the gender, the email, and the company. Also the phone number. So this means that my trigger step is successful. And now we are moving on to our action step. For our action application, we are going to select it as Google Contacts because I want that as soon as a new row is updated or added in my Google Sheets, automatically a contact should be created with the help of that details only. So I'm going to search for Google Contacts and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as Create Contact. And again, we are going to click on this connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Contacts account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, go on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And over here, after selecting my account, I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly is safe. And as soon as we are going to click on allow, we can see that we have successfully connected our Google Contacts account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the details. So I'm going to map these details. Mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here, I'll let you know that if I am going to enter the first name like demo over here manually, this will not change with every new response because I have entered it manually. But if I'm going to map it from the previous response, it will definitely change because my previous response will also change. That's why we do mapping over here. So to do this, first we are going to search for first name, and over here you can see first name. So we are going to map this. We are going to do same for the last name also. I'm going to search for last name and then we are going to map it. And then we are going to move on forward. We are going to ignore the fields which are not required. If you wish, you can definitely fill these out. And now for the gender, we are going to switch on this mapping button because we want to map the details. So I'm going to erase this right from here. And then we are going to map the gender. So I'm going to search for gender right over here. And over here you can see male. So we are going to map this. We are going to move on forward. We are going to map the work email. So I'm going to search for email and over here you can see email. So we are going to map this. Same we are going to do for the company name. I'm going to search for company name and over here you can see the company. So I'm going to map this. We are going to move on forward, map the phone number. So we are going to search for phone. And over here you can see phone number, so we are going to map this. And now you can see that I've left all these fields blank because these are not the required fields. If you wish, you can definitely fill in these fields. And now after filling all the required fields or the fields I wish to fill in, we are going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that a contact has been created in our Google Contacts. So I'm going to open my Google Contacts and then check that if a contact has been created or not. And yes, you can see a contact has been created with the name demo user. Over here, you can see the company, the email and the phone number. So this means that my workflow is successful, but I'll just test the workflow once. And this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So to do this, first we are going to open our Google Sheets and over here we are going to enter the details. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as test. Last name as user only. For the email, I'm going to keep it as test@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number, I'm going to keep it as this time. And then for the gender, I'm going to keep it as female this time. And then for the company, I'm going to keep it as Pabbly Tudes. And yes, you can see that we have entered all these details and this means that Google Sheets has sent the details to our workflow. Pabbly has captured the response, triggered the workflow and further created a new Google contact with the same details. So I'm going to open my Google Contacts and check that if a new contact has been created or not. So this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. We'll directly open our Google Contacts and then we are going to refresh this page. And yes, you can see test user has been created right over here. Name test user, over here you can see the company. Over here you can see the work email and the work phone number. So this means that my workflow is successful and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For a trigger application, we selected Google Sheets. For the trigger event, we selected new or updated spreadsheet rows. For the action application, we selected Google Contacts. And then for the action event, we selected create contact because I wanted that as soon as a new row is updated in my Google Sheets with the details of the contact, automatically a contact should be created in Google Contacts. And yes, we were successful with our workflow. Over here, you can see the 2 contacts I created during this video. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.